Purpose of your visit?
I'm going to see Bruce Springsteen's hometown.
I can't think of a better reason to visit the United States than to see the home of the boss.
Blinded by the Light is based on journalist Sarfraz Manzoor's memoir, Greetings from Bury Park. The film is directed by Gurinder Chadha, who's best known in America for Bend It Like Beckham and Bride and Prejudice. It was co-written by her and her writing partner, Paul Mayeda Burgess, as well as Sarfraz, who, because it was based off his memoir, so he co-wrote it. The film stars Viveik Kalra as Javed, a 16-year-old English-Pakistani student who must deal with living under his father's grip, racist neo-Nazis in 1980s England, and his own feelings growing up into himself as a young man. Even though he's very much under his father's grip as the head of the family, he ends up meeting a friend of his in school who puts him on to Bruce Springsteen, the boss. When he listens to his music, he feels like everything that he's been feeling for all these years have been put into music and put in his, spat out by the boss. And he feels like someone actually believes, what I'm feeling. This is awesome and I'm ready to go live my dreams, that sort of thing. I'm not a big Springsteen fan, as you could probably tell. But as in this movie, he has almost an obsession with Bruce, where he even tries to dress like him in the posters. His room is full of posters from the guy. And for some reason, I don't even see him buying any albums, but he has all his other stuff. And he relies on his friend to give him albums to listen to. It's set in the 80s with a lot of like a lot of racist stuff going on. There are a lot of racists in this movie. One even spits on him, and follows him back to his house and that kind of thing. And I was talking to somebody about kind of like these racist overtones throughout the film, and we just kind of discussed, even though this happens, it's just kind of part of the film. There's no like get back. There's no, oh, you're gonna spit on me, you're gonna beat up my father, I'm gonna go and tear you to pieces. It's very much like, what can you do? Which I didn't like very much, because if you're gonna have racists and neo-Nazis in your movie, you gotta get them beat up. It's kind of like, what's that old rule in acting? If you have your hand in your pocket, you have to pull it out with something. If you put Nazis and racists in a movie, they have to get beat up by the end of the movie. It's just the law. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So, and really, there's only two characters who really have something bad to say about the neo-Nazis in this film, and they're both white. It's like just a weird feeling in this film to have this happen, where the old man next door is a former World War II, soldier, and he hates Nazis. Javed's girlfriend actually breaks, a picket line somewhere to hit a Nazi with her sign. And meanwhile, the people who are actually being affected by, what's going on don't even want to lift a finger. The father says, don't do nothing to them. They'll go away eventually. When the young boys in town go and stick their things through the mail slot of the Pakistani woman's house and pee through the mail slot.
What?
Yeah, there's a scene where, a bunch of white boys like pee through the mail slot. And the woman just goes and nice as you please, just takes a little piece of paper and starts cleaning it up with her husband going, oh, they're just boys, they'll do whatever. And it hurt me, and it hurt everybody else in the thing too, in the audience.
Watch something like that. That would piss me off.
Exactly, But what does happen is the boy Javed ends up breaking free of his family, saying, you know what, I want to be a writer. I don't want to become an accountant and marry whoever you pick for me from back in Pakistan. I want to go and live my life. And it kind of causes like a strain on the family, and he just goes off and, and lives his life, does things that's good for his career and what he wants to do, living his dreams, without spoiling too much that goes on. In the film, the Bruce Springsteen's music is kind of used as almost the way they used it for Rocket Man. It's kind of how they used to express what the character's feeling at the time, what's going through his mind, what he wants to do, what he can't say in his brain. It's being played through the music in the background. It's kind of cool when they do it in the movie, but then at the same time, it's almost as if they change gears. So there'll be a scene early on in the movie where the first time Javed listens to Springsteen, and he goes out, it's raining and there's a hurricane outside, but he's standing out there and he's like listening to it real hard. And in the background, there's the words of the song flying across in the air and printed on the wall behind him and things like that. And that's cool. You know, that's very much kind of like how musicals go, where it's just a little bit whimsical. It's not necessarily based in reality when those music pieces come on. Now, later on, they kind of avoid that kind of musical whimsy altogether. Overall, the movie's fine. Like, if you like The Boss, you're definitely gonna like this movie. What do you call it? If you liked, like, if you like coming of age stuff, especially with like the Pakistani English like background, that's not a kind of thing that comes out in American film. Well, it's not an American film, but it doesn't come out in American theaters very often, this kind of background. So it's definitely something to look at, to just kind of see something new, you know? So I gotta say, if I'm gonna give it my regular out of 5, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Not enough Nazis getting beat up. And, you know, I could have used a couple of more musical numbers with a little bit more dancing. But that's just me.